Hello, this is Joanna, and this is the second part, so part number 2 of the series Slavic Fallacy. So fallacies about Slavic people. In this part, I'm going to talk about Proto-Indo-European language and how I'm going to talk about the fallacy in this theory concerning the Slavic languages and their place in the whole theory of Proto-Indo-European. So basically, I'm going to talk about this new theory, which is not so new because it has been 10 years that this theory, this thesis was presented. This thesis says that, in fact, Proto-Indo-European is synonymous with Proto-Slavic, alright? So Slavic languages are the core of all Proto-Indo-European languages, okay? Indo-European languages. I'm going to present it in a moment. Why am I talking about this today? Because, you know, on the internet, in YouTube, you can find mainly stuff like this. This is the old tree, language tree, Proto-Indo-European. You can find something like this as well, where Slavic languages are, Proto-Slavic are here. They are just a little branch, and you can find something like this, and you can find something like this in Polish. And even Polish people, they do not really present our old story, old history of Slavic languages, because it's still a very taboo topic, and I don't want it to be a taboo anymore. I think that it has to be said what has to be said, the truth, all right? And I'm going to present it in a moment to you. All right. In 1786, Sir William Jones expressed his view that Sanskrit is of more perfect structure than the Greek, more copious than the Latin, yet bearing to both of them a strong affinity, as if sprung from some common source. The same origin have also the Gothic and the Celtic, though blended with a very different idiom, and also Old Persian might be added to the same family. This was one of the cornerstones of modern linguistics. Additional publications by Friedrich von Schlegel in 1808, Franz Bopp in 1816, and Jacob Grimm in 1819 led to the foundations of comparative linguistics. Due to exclusive use of Sanskrit, Persian, Greek, Latin, and Germanic, the name Indo-Germanic was coined. Observe that Slavic was not included. The Canton-Satem division of Indo-European languages was finalized by contributions of several authors in 1890. Now, here's an overview of the origins, development, and differentiation of Indo-Europeans by Sir Jan Dacek and Anton Pertich. Their thinking is as follows. Number 1. German attempt in the 19th century to marginalize the Slavic role in the Indo-Germanic languages was successful. This misinformation must be rectified, and the Slavic languages must be recognized as being key to the Indo-European phenomenon. The Slavic languages are not to be viewed as a peripheral branch of the Indo-European languages, but should be recognized as the trunk of the language tree, from which the other branches receive their substance and sustenance. Number 2. Indo-Germanic is a neologism which should be abandoned, since Indo-Aryans branched from the Slavic mother tongue and Slavic mitochondrial and Y chromosome genes some 9,000 years ago. Number 2. Indo-Germanic is a neologism which should be abandoned, since Indo-Aryans branched from the Slavic mother tongue and Slavic mitochondrial and Y chromosome genes some 9,000 years ago, and since Germanic languages branched from the Balto-Slavic source only perhaps 4,000 years ago and subsequently incorporated Celto-Baltic elements, it appears to point to a situation in which Germanic began to develop in the Satem core but moved away from the final Satem innovations. It then moved into close contact with the Western languages, Celtic and Italic, and borrowed much of its distinctive vocabulary from them. Number 3. Slavic languages, as the organic trunk of the Indo-European language tree, give better terminology for the language branches. These branches would be Slav Indo-Iranic, Slav Armena-Anatolic, Slav Tokar Scythic, Slav SWÓJ Vandal Gothic, Slav Celt Italic, and Slav Heli Lyric. Number 4. Dictates of foreign elites, German, Hungarian, Italian, French, etc., have been imposed upon speakers of several Slavic languages or dialects. However, standardized Slavic literary languages have also been forced upon the speakers of dialects. The ancient mosaic of the Slavic substratum throughout Europe was best preserved in those areas where national states failed to impose a standardized language dictated from capital cities. Regional Slavic dialects survive best in Slovenia and Slovenian-speaking regions of Italy, Croatia, Austria, and Hungary. Remarkably, Slavic elements persisted with great frequency in Old English over 1,000 years ago, for example in the Lord's Prayer, Father Ure. Old English used the Slavic word for bread, chlaf, as in chleb, chleb, chlib, chlib, and others. Number 6. We can lump certain language branches into super-branches, like Iranian languages can be lumped with languages of India into Indo-Iranic, and Celtic and Italic languages can form a super-branch, Celt-Italic, but ultimately all the branches and super-branches issue from the Slavic trunk. The Slavic languages did not grow out of an Indo-Germanic trunk. Okay, should I repeat? The Slavic language did not grow out of an Indo-Germanic trunk. Number 7. Proto-Slavic is in fact synonymous with Proto-Indo-European and ought to be replaced in all literature. Number 8. Slavic languages, because they were the substratum in Europe, continue to be more mutually intelligible than do the more recent Germanic, Romance, Celtic, and other languages on the continent. Number 9. Veneti or Northern Italy. Veneti of Northern Italy and Venti, Veneti, and other Slavic people of Western and Central Europe, and especially along the Amber Trail, who share similar spelling, were the prototype Slavs and prototype Indo-Europeans. From here, they had spread to Vladivostok, to the east, and Greenland, and North America to the west, and India to the southeast. The Slavic people did not move westward from the Pripyat river merely 1,500 years ago, but were autochthonic population of Europe since the Stone Age. I talked about this in the fallacy about Slavs, number 1. Okay, film number 1. If there were any Slavic migration of any significance, they would be in modern times towards Vladivostok. The Slavic toponymy observed in many parts of Europe could be inherited from prehistoric Venetic Slav populations or their predecessors. Alright, that's it. Basically, it's not only them. Okay, we've got here Mr. Jandacek and Perdych. they are Slavs, Slavic people, alright? But there are other people, and there are other names, alright? The Business Insider, for example, published the results of other people, like Russell Gray, Quentin Atkinson. They were using mathematics to change the model of languages, alright? Okay, so we've got Gray and Atkinson, but before there were also Schmidt, Lehmann, Renfrew. And also they were talking that Slavic languages are the center, the core of all Indo-European languages. And before them there were Swedish and Mańczak, other researchers, and it was verified in 2013 by Garrett and Chang. And it was commented by Mr. Hegarty and Renfrew. So there were many people who really talked about this. So just change your mind, because the Indo-European tree is not like you thought it was, alright? It's different. So basically the core of the Indo-European tree, language tree, are Slavic languages, okay, Balto-Slavic. So just look at the pictures, look at the links, and change your mind. Thank you. Subscribe please, and like it, and take care. Joanna.